When you're able to tap into the darkness, when you're able to tap into that space, you tell your genes what to do. They're genies.
Yeah.
That's the genie story.
Right.
The magic carpet is the genes.
Yeah.
The bottle is your body.
Yep.
You rub the body. That's through exercise, meditation, whatever it is. You're rubbing the body. The top pops off of that bottle. Boop. And a vapor comes out. That vapor is what? The divine essence. That's the mystery. That's the stuff that you can't explain. It's ineffable.
Right.
And then the genes pop up and say, what would you like? And you tell your genes every second of every day what to do. That's the genie.
Yeah.
But the genius is the genie too. The genius is that there's a genius in every cell waiting to awaken. There's a genie in every cell waiting to awaken.
Yeah. And I think what's really important for people to understand is that the same way, if you were depressed, you can make yourself sick. You can also do the opposite.
Yes.
You can create a mind state and a mentality of healing as well too. And quite often what happens with people is that we're so engorged in the idea of lack. We're so engorged in the idea of that were passed down through us through generation, through habits, through our parents, through our teachers, that we sort of take all of this programming and we say to ourselves that this is who I am. We identify with it.
Yes.
And once we identify with it, it becomes who we are.
Yes.
But we don't know that it's just like computer programming.
Yes.
With a computer, you got the hard drive.
Yes.
But it doesn't function at all if you don't have any programs to put on the computer. So if you got a Microsoft program that is outdated, that is not in alignment with what you want in life, then you have to essentially switch out the programming. And I think that's so important for people to realize on this journey of healing is that, this biology of belief, how we can shift and change, not only in our physical bodies, but we also can shift and change the environment around us as well too. We just have to have the courage to be able to do so. And as you were speaking about the genes, I think what's really important for people to understand about genes, because that was the idea I had when I got diagnosed with high blood pressure at the age of 16. I had all my grandparents die by the time I was 15. So when they died, and they died of all these diabetes, colorectal cancer, heart disease, etc., in my mind, I chalked it up to it has to be bad genes. I'm an athlete. I only have about 7 to 10% body fat. It has to be bad genes. But I think it's important for people to realize that genes are like light switches. They can be turned on and they can be turned off. And what happens is quite often our inner environment is what turns the genes for disease on.
Yes.
And I always say to myself, when I look back at what was going on with me between the ages of 12 and 15, everything said you should essentially turn on death.
Yes.
Because by the time I was 12, I watched another friend murder another friend.
Mm-hmm.
I had another friend kill two people in a robbery.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cousin and best friend get killed and murdered running away from the police. And this is by the time between ages 12 and 15. And I lost all my grandparents. Now, nobody really talks about what do you do with a child? And I ended up in the same case and scenario. They ended up putting me in the quote unquote retarded class.
Yeah.
And the only thing that saved me, and this is really important for people to understand on the journey of healing, the only thing that saved me was the first day I was in the class. I'm in the 8th grade. I had always been an AB student. The first day, the teacher tells us to open up the book, and she says, if Johnny had 5 seashells and Sally had 4, and Sally gave Johnny 2, how many seashells? I'm like, this is simple addition. What are we doing this for in the 8th grade? What changed everything was I knew I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yes.
And me raising my hand repeatedly saying I'm in the wrong class and finally telling myself, like, I'm going to the office. You don't have to send me. That's changed everything in my life because I knew where I didn't belong. And I think what's really important for people is to know what thoughts don't belong in your life, what beliefs don't belong in your life, and what thoughts and beliefs aren't aligned with you not only healing, but aren't aligned with you getting the abundance that you would deserve in life as well, too.
It's interesting because they sent me to the special class and they gave us clay to play with.
Mm.
And I came home and my mother said, "What'd you do today in school?" And I pulled out my little wax paper and it had clay. She said, "What is this?" I said, "This is what we did in school." She says, "What class was this?" I said, "They put me into class 302. Everybody knew 302 was the special children." She
Gotcha.
said, "Oh, no, no, no." She said, "We're going to school early tomorrow." She marched down into the school and she went in and she used to talk very clear and very soft.
Yeah.
Whatever she said to them, the next day, they was moving me up a grade.
Yeah.
They put me back, and then all of a sudden I'm something special, and now I'm too special. And the thing was, I remember going to algebra, pre-algebra. This would switched it all for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and the teacher says, "Welcome to the class. You're here to begin pre-algebra." And I said, "Whoa!" He says, "This is pre-algebra?" He said, "Yes." I said, "This is not algebra." He said, "No." I says, "Well, I'm leaving." And I get up and I walk, and they said, "Where are you going?" I says, "I'm gonna come back when y'all doing algebra. This is pre-algebra." And I said, "What is this pre thing?" Then later on, I realize that there's people in my family that have pre-diabetes, pre-heart disease, what is the pre? That we're not there yet.
Yeah.
You think you have it, so you begin to create it in your mind because you figure you're aligned for it because it runs in your family.
Right.
What's running in your family is your ideas, your beliefs, your food, your habit, and you connected them through love so much that it must be. I gotta die like they die because I love them.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't even realize what love really is. Love sometimes is being an apostate and going outside the circle.
Yeah.
And you become an apostle. You walk a different path than everybody else. And you can come back and attempt to teach them. And a lot of them don't want to hear from you anyway because it's crazy.
Yeah.
My doctor told me that this is, my doctor. That's your doctor. Your doctor does not come to visit you. And when you have at the funeral, none of the doctors in my family came.
Yeah.
We didn't even get no flowers. Yeah. I said, "What happened to the doctor? That was her doctor." You see? And I'm not against doctors because I have friends who are doctors. Some of my top clients are doctors and nurses. They love my products and what I'm teaching. But they are in a situation where their oath is not the oath that they originally took. Their oath now is to some other corporations I don't want to mention. They have to do certain things because that's the programming.
Yeah.
To get people to live sick, to people to be corralled like sheep in a farm.
Yeah.
But when we wake up, and it happens different in everybody, you got to stay awake because everybody around you is going to try to bring you down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People in language and what we speak and what we believe and all of those things have a lot to do with it. You got to be ready to break the spell.
Yeah.
I broke the spell on everything. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? My father said, "Well, you're never going to make it in music. It's never going to this." I became the first and the number one black young record producer on the West Coast of America. Hip hop in Southern California was started by me. Hip hop, the whole thing in Southern California, that was me. Yeah. This was before the NWAs and all that. But I didn't tell the story. Nobody really knows. I just told it on my show, Serious Vibes with Dr. B. We told it for the first time. That everything I got into, whatever I did was impossible. Yeah. Everything I've done is impossible. Even what I'm doing with herbs, people say it's impossible. And let me tell you something real quick. Herbs don't do anything. Prayer don't do anything. Meditation don't do anything. Yoga don't do anything. None of these things, they have potential. Yeah. What does something is you moving towards them, agreeing with them that they have power and potential. So your car can't do anything without you putting the key in and then knowing how to drive. Yeah. So if people ask me, say, "Well, Dr. B, do these herbs work?" I say, "Nope, they don't work because you're already in doubt. So don't even buy my stuff. I don't even need you to come back to me that it didn't work because you've already programmed yourself to say it doesn't work." Now, if you meet the thing halfway, what was that thing they said in church? If you meet God halfway, if you take one step closer to God, God takes 10 steps closer to you. This is what I'm saying. When you already know that you're about to take some sarsaparilla for your blood, you need iron because this is the biggest issue. And you got a wonderful iron product. I'm glad I got one too. I may have copied you. I don't know. Telling you the honest truth. But without iron, you can't do nothing. You're going to be soft. Your emotions are going to be caught up in other people's stuff because you're not firm enough. Right. You don't have enough of the lion in you to create the courage in your cells. Your cells don't have enough voltage to do anything. Yeah. So when you are reaching towards, let's say, sarsaparilla or something that has a lot of iron, you have to already know this has got a lot of iron in it. The minute you grab it, this is how deep it is. The minute you choose it, do you know it starts working? Yeah. Your cells begin to open up and say, "We've already taken it." Because everything is everything. Everything is energy, right? Yeah. It starts with your energy, your inner God.
Yeah.
Knowing that when I go to see Dr. Price, I'm going to be helped. When I go to his place, when I take his product, if I watch his lecture, I'm already there.
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't have to be what you take, it's what you make, what you create. We're very creative people.
Yeah.
We're co-creators. And once we get that, then we got it. Now you're not relying on me to be the healer forever and come to me for healing. I can't heal you.
Yeah.
I'm working on myself. I got my own stuff. I'm breathing the same air y'all breathing. And I don't care how holistic you think you are. You breathing that air?
Indeed.
You touching doorknobs? Let me tell you something. You are challenged here.